Okay, so these pieces transform into several uses. So
Yes, exactly.
okay,
Well, this whole line is about versatility. It's about basics with a twist, basically. So the concept is a small line, but with me, I'm always into sustainability as well, and the ideas of how to design something that not necessarily have to be 100% eco. But nowadays, I think being eco-conscious is also about how to sustain, how to buy and wear something that can last in your wardrobe. And it's not about cheap, cheerful, wear it once and chuck it another day, that kind of clothing. It's about buying something that is long lasting. So that goes into the quality and a good design and something that can fit into all different sizes, shapes and sizes. So this line is what it's all about. Now, when I was first approached by the Sipien girls, I call it, that they basically they're into the whole kind of lifestyle concept. So when they approach me, I think the reason for working with them is because they know that I'm known for my knitwear design. So the concept is designing a line of knit pieces that is comfortable, easy to wear, classic pieces that can last for a few seasons, or more. So hence this line came about, and it's, like I said, it's all about versatility. And so it's we have like capes, like this kind of polo neck knitted cape, which is kind of designed in a special way that how it fits well on the shoulders. It's kind of, I call it the Audrey Hepburn piece, which is kind of very classy, that I can almost imagine Audrey Hepburn wearing it with a pair of skinny drain pipes, jeans, and very classy with flats, that kind of look. And so it's very elegant. And then this is like what we call the morning robe, like we so call when people wake up, the first thing, you put on this beautiful cashmere, 100% cashmere robe that you can sit around, lounge around in the house on a lazy Sunday afternoon. So this was the concept, but of course, after we made it, we realized that it's just as good going out in. So and it's something quite kind of interesting in the details as well, with the contrast trimming, and at the same time I've added this kind of cool touch, which has got a slit underneath the sleeves, so you can wear it like a cape basically. So nowadays there's a big trend on capes, especially this season, is to almost drape your jackets over your shoulder instead of wearing the jacket. So this is kind of how the concept came around. So it's kind of trying to look cool, but at the same time it's practical at the same time. So because it's kind of locked into a sleeve, so you're not having the problem of just draping the jacket on top and then it will fall off, so you don't have that worry in that sense. And plus it keeps you warm because it's 100% cashmere. And then of course there's the longer cape version, and this one comes in an open button front, and it's more like a cardigan come cape, so it has got the slits in front. So again, it's something easy to wear, and it's in a slightly longer length, so for those who doesn't like to show too much of their high knees, so there's a good coverage there. So again, it's all about proportions. It's something kind of really well thought of, and how it also works with Asian bodies as well. Is important because Asian body types are naturally not very tall, You know, but in any case, again, this line is about fitting all shapes and sizes, so there's not a lot of restriction to it. And then last but not least, we have the magical piece, which is a blanket cum shawl, and then it kind of conveniently turns into a pillow. So when all of this, when you're done with it, the concept is that you can fold it all back up and then kind of just snugly put it back into a pillow case. So it's great to travel, basically. So the concept came is like, you know, when I was traveling one time when I was coming back from London from a trip, and I was in a flight, and I was using the blanket on the plane, and unfortunately I had a really nasty kind of chemical reaction to the blanket chemical, so I came out with a huge rash, and ever since that kind of little incident I had this kind of scare, and I thought, okay, why not do your own little travel blanket that you can use, and it's light, and you can, you know, just snug it into your carry-on bag. So this is what it came about. Plus, again, it's 100% cashmere, and you know, it's very nice, soft to the touch. It's warm. It turns into a shawl as well as a blanket. So it's multi-purpose in many ways. So, but in a nice, elegant way. So this is always something that something that I strive for when I design, is to not only do something that is functional, but it also has to be beautiful and classy to the woman's figure, basically.
Does it come with a pillow, or does it become the pillow?
It becomes a pillow.
Okay.
So it's attached to it magically. So that's you can play around with it. So.
I wanted to go back to something you said earlier about Asian figures,
Right.
and how instinctively you would look at some of these capes and think, oh, that's just too overwhelming because my shoulders are too small, or I'm only 5'1". So
Right.
what in the workmanship did you do to sort of make sure that it is something that's versatile for all shapes and sizes, but still fit for
Well,
Asian
first
figure?
of all, I think, you know, if you look at the capes, basically they come in two kind of proportions. One is a shorter one. Now, the shorter one, how it works is basically we deliberately did it just kind of underneath the elbow. So in a way, then you're not restricted to move, basically, because if you have it too long and then you don't have a slit, basically, then you're kind of restricted to moving. But we wanted to have this cape to have it very clean cut, so it's something very simple. Again, you know, kind of very Audrey Hepburn kind of feel. So, so keep it very clean and simple, a simple line. So, so this is like, for this proportion, I feel that it really works with, like you know, I'm not completely like a petite Asian. You can say I'm on the taller kind of size, but there's like the smaller Asians but still it has the nice proportion of, like, you know, something that is not kind of drowning you, the most important thing. I mean, a lot of people think of knitwear as something very bulky, you know, like granny's knitwear. So when we did this, I'm very careful of like making how it needs to be very light and elegant at the same time, and still feel very comfortable. And you know, knitwear is something you can feel you can snug into it, but not having the concept of having like something very bulky and makes you look fat, basically. So this is the whole concept behind this line. And so when it comes to, like, for example, going back to your Asian body types, like this is something like a little bit longer length. So how it works with you know, the Asian bodies, you can say that. So for those who, like, you know, doesn't like to have their behind show too much, then it's something that you can is an option that you can like kind of hide those things that you don't want to see, basically. And then also I do think that a lot of Asian girls like to wear like skinny jeans or like or leggings, basically. So this is a good option of like doing that, how our model has nicely modeled something today. And this one as well. I mean, she's skinny jeans, skinny kind of leggings, you know, with like nice boots, you know. She's just the taller version, and this is the Asian version. So there you go. Perfect example.
But they're wearing the same.
Yes,
Exactly.
we are wearing the same.
All right, stand together.
Yep. Stand together.
Yes. Oh, it does.
See, it works. You don't have to be a model to wear.
Model?
Okay, great.